get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Re-Rack. This is episode 7. We'll keep on keeping along.
Keep on.
Nathan, as always, Cory. On today's episode, we're going to hash out the shows that have occurred since we last talked to y'all, as well as talk about the Super Slam subject, and we'll dabble in some college bowling. And then we also have a new discussion to prompt amongst the masses. It's already out there, but we'll go ahead and put it out there just so we can talk about it. First show is the players. We talked about Belmo and his situation with the players, and if he could, get over that hump. Cory made his case that, I made my case to say that the players was his best situation. Cory disagreed, which
TOC all the way.
Cory is definitely still right with the results. That's fine. It's all right. He just really likes top. He likes second and third. He doesn't win them.
I mean, that's still a decent chunk of change.
Yeah, he's getting the checks. He's making the show. He's there. But the finalists were Chris Prather, Marshall Kent, Bill O'Neill, Belmo, and EJ. And it came down to a very interesting match between EJ and Bill, to which...
And EJ got railed.
Yeah, he got tapped. He got tapped.
Twice.
It's really tragic when you put him there and then stuff like that happens.
Yes.
And then the lanes were swirly. They were very swirly. But hey, Bill has been grinding for a while now. He's made every cut so far. He deserved that. He definitely deserved that. He was due. He was very much due.
I thought Prather was going to go back-to-back for a while there.
That would be nice. And then from what I saw, he just really wanted to do kind of the same thing that happened on the TOC.
Yeah.
But it was like, it didn't seem like he had the wrong ball in his hands. And it didn't seem like his line was wrong. It just seems like they didn't give him the room that he could have wanted. And I feel like it was a situation where maybe his shot making just wasn't on 100,000 trillion.
Yeah.
It was just one of those days.
Just one of those little slightly off days. And
he's also another person who has made every single one of those cuts. So, like, yes, these pros are athletes, but they get tired. Like, I can only imagine going that many games. A little later, I'm going to look up, like, how many games they have went through before the Open show, because they talked about I think there's 4 players who have made every cut for match play in all of the tournaments this year. And they gave a figure for how many games that was. And that's before they finished match play at the Open.
It's got to be like 200-some games.
It's like, I saw it when I was up in Iowa, and the number is ridiculous. But, yeah. Actually, I'm going to look it up. But yeah, Bill O'Neill took the W. Sick. I'm proud of him, Billy O.
Oh, yeah. The real deal.
Solidifying that third place situation that we talked about in the preseason rankings, where he's def where he needs to be. He's right there in the thicket all the time.
Who's your player of the year candidates right now? I had Chris Prather solidly in there, but after this week, I don't know. I think it's like a 4-horse race.
It is. It's a very thick race. The number is the people who have made every cut. There's been 5. Well, in every swing, there's been 5 of them. EJ Tackett, Bill O'Neill, Belmonte, AJ Johnson, and Chris Prather will have bowled 140 games plus practice and shows after the U.S. Open was all said and done. Like, that's
crazy.
That's unreal. Absolutely unreal. And then it just kept going. There's no break. It's just, they just keep going.
I guess Indy, they did 14 games to the Indy?
Yeah, 14 games to make it. And then, if we're looking right now, none of those 5 made the show, but I'm pretty sure, and I didn't see who was in the actual cut line for that. It kind of happened kind of fast.
Yeah.
But that's still ridiculous.
Yes.
It's still ridiculous. And then they had to go right into doubles.
Oh, yeah, there's more games.
They're ridiculous. These men and women are athletes, for sure. But onward, we talked about the Open, so we'll go ahead and talk about the Open. We had an amateur in the show, Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Perry.
PC4.
Good lord.
Oh,
Can we
my
take a
God.
second to appreciate what this man did?
Oh.
The roll off to get
The
into it.
straight berries.
The climb to get to the show. Showing out again via, I feel so bad.
Oh, with that little audio break there, too.
Yeah, that was like again. He was at home. Like again, he felt comfortable, but there's still
Man.
That's ridiculous. And
He let something underneath him, and he went for it.
Jesus, that was unreal. And to snap off, one of the Player of the Year people that he was referencing.
Yeah.
Chris Prather in position around to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Good lord,
Yeah, Chris has been on a tear, and he just walked in there and went, "Oh, yep, this is my show."
It was so stupid. Like I actually watched the position round while we were up in Iowa, and he still had the berries, and then the show came on, still had the berries, just never lost it. And I'm gonna say this: it's gonna be probably kind of. Somebody somewhere might agree with me, but so in the past, like, we'll say 5 years, the Open, no one struck on the Open. Okay, Francois, you don't count. But nobody strikes on the Open shows. Like last year, a solid 215 would have cleared everything.
Oh, easy.
Until you got to the finals. So it was just really hard. You had to keep everything in front of you.
Fourth liner was a little softer this year.
Yeah, that's the staple for the tournament, to be hard, because it's the U.S. Open. It's hard. We're trying to get that green jacket. But yeah, this shit, like...
That third pattern, though, it did...
It bent everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm confused about is the show, like, match play and show pattern. Like, starting at fourth arrow was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, fourth and fifth, like...
Well, lights are on it, so it hooks a little more, evaporates.
Still, last year, you still had to throw really slow balls in a straight line.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it was awesome.
Like...
Well, there was an AMF surface, so also high friction on that too.
I suppose I'm not saying that it was soft, but it was just one of the more higher scoring U.S. Open shows that I've seen in a while. So it just kind of took me by surprise.
It was exciting,
but they were competitive. They were very competitive. Not once did I just look and be like, "Oh yeah, he's winning it all." Actually, that's a lot. I'm going to say through frame 7 of game 1, I had all the hope in the world.
Oh, I had PC4 all the way.
I was
like, wow. I was like, he's gonna do this.
It's goodness. But yeah.
And then game 2 happened, and I went, oh.
Transition happened hard, and I got tricky there for a little bit, and then I got decent again. But shout out to Belmo. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Belmo. He finally got the elusive green jacket.
The one he was missing.
He's ran every other major sideways. He has not cared. He's taken names. He's taken anything that he's wanted in the rest of these majors, but he cannot manage to get himself an Open.
He's walked in the other majors, said, "I'm going to win this," and won it. And then the U.S. Open just said, "I'm not going to let you win."
No, and this isn't to say that this is the reason he won, but with the point of everything being a lot more soft, because day 1
was easy.
Day 2 was also
hard.
pretty solidly easy. Day 3 bent everybody, but if you already struck that much in day 1 and 2, it really didn't matter. And in the show, with it being, it plays to his strengths, I'll put it that way, because he can loop them with the best of them, and then if he needs to, he'll jump right with urethane and just kind of shove them in there. Which if you saw last year's U.S. Open, he tried, and he was all over the place trying to figure it out, but there wasn't any room. You had to hit a diamond on the lane. But then with this one, it wasn't free hook paradise.
Oh, no.
It was not the House China special. That's not what I'm trying to say.
He did hit that dime, though, on that spare shot. Dead ace.
See, to prompt that, how do you feel about that? What would you have done? Because I could say that I would have gone straight at it.
Oh, I always throw a spare ball at that, because if I don't get 4, I know I'm going to get 3.
Yeah. See, and his logic when he talked to Tom Clark about it, Tom Clark actually asked him, like, why did you not just hook at that? And he said, The exact same
Might
one
get
that you
might get
said.
two.
I'm going to go up there, and I know if I throw my spare ball at it, if I throw plastic, I'm going to get 3, which then forces him to strike.
Yeah, because he would have tied if they would have got 3.
Yeah. So, and he just aced it and got 4, but people.
He wasn't about to get tapped like Mika did against Norm.
I'm sure that people, when they watch that, were confused as to why he picked the plastic ball and why you just hook at that. The tour percentage on that, I believe they put on the show was 67%.
Oh, that's like the hardest spare in college, Bolton.
If you're Alex George.
Oh, yeah.
That is so. I have chopped that spare 9,000 ways.
Yeah, if you hook at it, you can either just take the 6-9 out, or you can go a little too far right and take the 3-9 out, or you can hook it too much, take the 6-9 out.
Or if you're Nathan, you blow by the 3-pin and then you pick the 9-10 out of it.
Yeah, you can hit the 6-9-10 out of it really easily.
Oh my god, it's a mess. So,
you can hit the 3-pin, wrap it around the 6, and get the 9-10 out.
Oh my goodness,
There's so many ways to screw that.
Yeah, but awesome. I'm happy for him. He did pro things. He clutched it how he needed to clutch it. And he finally got his green jacket. He finally has the Super Slam. He has done it all at this point. He's literally done it all. All right, now when I say he's won everything, I mean that in the major form. He has officially won every major. Now there's 3, I guess, major distinctions, the clubs of majors. First one is the Triple Crown, which that's if you win the U.S. Open, the World Championship, which was the PBA National Championship. The World Championship is what we know it as now, and the TOC. That's the Triple Crown.
Yeah,
it's not so far off. I think it's less than 10 people to do it, but that's your first club. Your second club is the Grand Slam. So you take those 3, the Open, the World Championship, the TOC, and then you add the Masters. So then that, of course, becomes a more slim club. Now, the Super Slam is when you take those 4 and add the players, the Touring Players Championship or just the Players Championship. And that club is 2 deep. It is Mike Albee and Jason Belmonte.
Yep.
Only 2 people to do that.
Ever.
So, if the discussion that I wanted to prompt was, is Jason Belmonte officially the GOAT? Because he has the title for most majors. He now has reached the illustrious company of winning all 5 majors. He also joined Mike Albee in the only 2 people to win the Masters 3 times. That's another random fun fact in there.
And he has the most Master wins at 4.
He has 23 titles. Over half of his titles are majors. And he's not done yet. So if right now you can sit here, I know I won on my soapbox about Belmo the last time. I promise I'm not his biggest fan. It probably sounds like it, but if we're speaking strictly on facts.
I just want to appreciate greatness.
Yeah, like I said before, since it's here, watch it and appreciate it. But strictly based on facts, 23 titles in 12 majors. Now, Mike Albee, who's also in the Super Slam club with him, has 8 majors in
29 titles.
29 titles. So more titles and less majors. Which, that's an accomplishment because he only won 3 other majors outside of that, which 2 of those had to have been Masters. But, come on now. Come on.
He's 11th all-time in total tour titles already.
He's not even done. He's not done. Just please, once again, I'm just throwing the debate out just cause I know it was already a thing, but he keeps making his case more and more seriously. Don't get me wrong, I love the old heads. Without them, we are nothing, and I do know for a fact that no one is ever going to break Walter Ray's tour title record. That's not going to happen. So
I don't know. Belmont could go on a tear.
No.
He could decide that he doesn't want majors anymore and just go for out of the individual.
When I say I'm not his biggest fan, this is me. I'm not his biggest fan. That is not 49. Is it 49 of them?
47 official tour titles.
That's not getting broken. I don't care. Because Belmo's first major was in 2012. I think his first title was in 2010, 2008.
Yeah. Pause for a second. His first title was 09.
Okay, in 09.
His sophomore season.
11 years deep, and he has 23 titles. Now, I get Walter Ray's been bowling for forever, but that literally means in 11 more years, if we're keeping pace, he still would be one short of the record doing exactly what he's been doing the past 11 years.
But Walter did win his titles when he was, 50? His last title?
But Walter Ray Williams Jr. could do that because he doesn't, it's not a finesse. It's just, he looks weird getting up to the line and just pures them. All right, so... I
mean, Belmo still can throw it one-handed, too. I don't know if people have seen those videos.
Yeah, that is true.
He could just say, screw the two-handed bowling rate.
He's such one of the goats that he figured out how to bowl two-handed.
He's waxing the PBA 50 Tour.
He's beating... Okay, not even the PBA 50 Tour. There is evidence that in a recent tournament this year, he has qualified higher than other tour players bowling two-handed and two-handed only. So... He is in the case for the GOAT because he adapts to his surroundings and never stops winning. It's so dumb, but it's so admirable. How does one per... Anyway, but I'm just throwing this out there. If we're based on, like, kind of the same way, if you want to bring NBA situations into it, is it based on total wins or is it based off of the big wins?
Off the marquee wins.
Yeah, like if you're out here blowing up the majors, if you got a Super Slam... Does that make you the GOAT because you got the Super Slam and you're really good at majors? Mm-hmm. You said he's what place on the all-time list? He's
11th.
He's 11th.
And there's only, 4 current players above him, and none of them really make shows besides Norm.
Yeah,
because Walter still does stuff, but he hasn't really made a show.
Yep.
And then Pete is just doing Pete. And then Parker, I haven't seen him on tour for a while.
He's there. He's
they're all
not making it. Yeah, he's not making it. Okay. So, which... Flashbacks and episodes. Parker's 2 titles behind Pete, so how could he not get in the GOAT battle? Help me understand, but ran over. Belmo is making a case to be the GOAT if he's not already the GOAT in other people's minds. He's the GOAT in a lot of people's minds. The old heads are going to refuse to accept him.
I think a lot of people are going to still try to hold on to Earl Anthony and Walter before they let it go.
That's such class. I will vouch for the fact that when they did it, it was a lot harder. Mm-hmm. Like you had to be an absolute shot maker to win these things.
But you can't really use reactive against Belmo because everyone in the tour has the same stuff.
Fair. That is very fair.
So it's not like he has an unfair advantage because everyone does have it.
I wouldn't, as I said in my last soapbox, I would never say that he has an unfair advantage because of rev rate or anything like that. But then given, on tour today, the balls being juiced, one could say, you have a lot more miss room.
Yeah.
Before, back in the good old days, if you miss 3 right, you're probably throwing it in the gutter because it's never coming back. But now you could peel balls off of the .3 board and still send a hawk. So I'm just saying it's...
Listen, they could peel it off the .3 board back then. It just wouldn't carry.
True, when you would leave a 10-pin forever. I've seen videos of you peeling
Pete,
off the port.
Norm.
There was a gutter ball thrown for the butter. Trying to peel it off
Mark Roth could peel it off of there.
So, okay, that is fair. But you're not going to send a hawk back in the day.
No, hawks were a bigger deal back then.
You're playing the gray boards, you're... From this way, not from this way, but from this way, you're not gonna send a hawk. And he had gold pin turn. There's a lot of variables in there that made you have to really whip it out to win some stuff. But I don't think the old heads would allow him to take over the GOAT conversation. I think that there's a lot of people in this world who, they're probably split more between Walter Ray and Earl Anthony, and they'll never let Jason Belmonte enter their top spot ever. Yeah,
I mean it's just like the Michael and LeBron thing.
Okay,
I mean that's a whole different paradox, but a lot of older people go straight for Michael because that's who they watch.
Yeah, it's your current GOAT.
Yeah.
So if you want to go GOATs by era, I feel is the more fair way to judge the GOAT discussion. There is, but then you can't really call them GOATs because greatest of all time, so they can't be in the greatest of all time of one era. They would just be the greats.
Yeah.
Which, okay, new discussion.
New discussion.
Well, I'll pose this. Would you put Jason Belmonte on your Mount Rushmore of both?
Easy. First face. No, third face. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Okay,
You gotta put the old heads first.
Okay, so you're gonna put because
Because if you look at the real Mount Rushmore, you have George Washington first because he was first.
You got four faces.
Yeah.
4 spots. Would you put so this takes away your top 5? This doesn't give you your secret, your pocket presence that you can just throw somebody in there. Like no, your Mount Rushmore. Would you put Jason Belmonte in your Mount Rushmore? I would have to say yes. Because Mount Rushmore, the premise is to have influential people to insert random subject here.
Yeah.
So Belmo has created an entire army of people who bowl like him.
He's made bowling interesting again.
Yes. So he has to go on Mount Rushmore. If you don't put him on your Mount Rushmore, then I'd be more inclined to have a long discussion with you. But if you just say he's not your GOAT, I'm just going to let that ride because that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. But the Mount Rushmore thing, there's really not an opinion about that because he literally changed the game.
Yeah.
So you can't argue with me about the fact that he should go on anybody's Mount Rushmore. You can't do it. It's impossible.
No.
I refuse.
It go Earl, then Walt, then Belmo, and then Roth. I put Roth up there.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get flack for it. Since we're talking influential, and it's not going to pain me to say, but I'm going to say it. I would take Walter off, and I'd put Pete Weber up there.
That's fair. He did do a lot of stuff for the league, no matter how much people hated him for it.
But it's also that same thing where, like, because he was hated so much, that's why he's so influential.
He's the only bowler to make the ESPN, like the actual, not top 10.
Shouts out to the anniversary, but
Yeah.
Without him, he has a 30 for 30, which proves how influential he was.
Great 30 for 30.
Yeah, so influence-wise, with the substances and the antics and the execution, all inclusive.
Suspensions.
He should. He should definitely make the Mount Rushmore. Walter Ray, in my opinion, has not changed the game enough to warrant being on Mount Rushmore. So I can't put him on mine because he hasn't done anything outside of quietly win tournaments.
A lot of them.
He's won a lot of them. But like I said, GOAT conversation, he is in mine. But he's not on my Mount Rushmore simply because of influence and the meaning of a Mount Rushmore.
He's changed with the game. He hasn't changed the game.
Exactly, yes. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And Mount Rushmore isn't necessarily meaning the GOATs and Mount Rushmore are two totally different things. One is for influence, one is for greatness.
Yeah.
There's two totally different things there. Because if Pete's on mine, Pete has won less than Walter Ray has.
Pete's won less than Norm.
So therefore, him being on there doesn't mean that he's better than these two or anybody else in my GOAT discussion. It just simply means that they're just there due to influence and how you change the game, how you grow the sport, how you any of the above to make it so it's different.
When they think about PBA outbursts or bowling outbursts, you think about Pete
all the time, forever, always.
Yeah.
Influence, Mount Rushmore is stuff that you could take and put in the beginning of an intro. Like when you're introducing the program and you're trying to put in moments that you're like, oh my goodness, that's Mount Rushmore. You're just like, whoa, like Belmo winning his 11th.
That was a big deal.
Pete Weber shouting unnecessarily. Earl Anthony just being Earl Anthony. Mark Roth peeling them out of left field. Like, you can even put Mike Albee on there because Mike Albee won a match barely by shooting 300 here in Wichita.
That was crazy.
But yeah, those things are the things you put on your Rushmore. Your greatness, completely separate conversation. That's that. Once again, put it in the comments so we can talk about it. Yeah, that's that. But in other PBA news, the stepladder for the Indy Open is a thing. At this exact moment, we have Mr. Jesper Svensson as the one seed. Words are hard.
Whacking it.
Sean Maldonado is your 2 seed. Simo has made yet another show. As your 3 seed. Nick Pate is your 4 seed.
Nicky Pate.
And Tom Smallwood making a show that's not the World Championship.
Dark horse.
He is your 5 seed.
Who you got?
Okay, I got to see every show this year. I've had an emotional pick, and I've had a logical pick. So my emotional pick would be. They might be the same this time, honestly. Yeah, they're the same. Jesper. My emotional and logical pick would be Jesper. Because he only has to win one game. He's literally over there hanging out on an island by himself. And he's whacking the pattern for what it is. And he's Jesper Svensson on TV. Which, yeah, he's had some struggles. But he strikes a lot more than he struggles.
Yes.
So there's that. That's my pick. How about you?
Emotional. I want my boy Nick Pate to get in there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But on a real level, I think Small was going to run the ladder. I think he's just going to magically go do it, and you're going to be like, what just happened?
That's exactly. I just feel like, how do we get
Like, everything else is exciting, and then you're like, oh, Smallwood won?
How do we get here?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'll say if that happened. Just like, well.
But, I mean, he did shoot 289, 280 to make the cut.
And he wasn't even leading.
He wasn't leading that squad.
Good Lord.
On dual pattern.
See, this year, I don't know what has changed. But last year, we got put on dual patterns. Everybody's like, sweet mother.
I don't know what to do.
This year,
Send
we put
hell.
dual pattern out. Everybody averages 260. And I'm like, what?
I think it's just a mixture of patterns. Like, oh, shit.
Oh, Lord, it's time to wake up.
I think it's just a mixture they've chosen at each center.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think they just magically have matched up at each center they've chosen.
Maybe all the centers are bowling at just have the greatest track ever. I don't know.
Put them on South Point.
I don't know. But this year is very interesting because as soon as you say dual pattern, it's
Put Badger out at South Point and see what happens.
oh
That wouldn't be a fun time.
no. Oh no.
Badger on the left lane, old Cheetah on the right lane, the 32-foot Cheetah on the right lane, 52-foot on 20 feet of difference
Okay, so
at a clean house.
for those people who haven't been to South Point, I think I referenced this in episodes long ago. South Point plays true to lane draft because it hasn't had nearly the bowling plaza. It hasn't had nearly the amount of games put on them that your normal houses have. Yes,
only tournament play.
Yeah, now you have tournaments and the Open's been there, but like
You've only had 6 years of tournament play.
Yeah, league shots aren't there, so no one. Okay, there's not as many people playing up 10 to 15 on this house, so it's really still fresh. So it plays true to pattern, and so if you put Badger out there, there's no help.
No.
It's gonna go 52 feet, and then
hopefully
it's gonna be something cool at the end. Just the same way, there's no hang outside of the track. So if you put 33 feet down,
you're gonna boomerang.
it's really gonna hook. You better pray that those wheels carry the oil down, or you better pray that you have a very soft hand.
You know who wins that? If they did that at South Point with those patterns?
Somebody with the pitch purple.
Frankie.
Okay, well,
Frankie wouldn't that.
Owns South Point. That's not fair. That's not.
I think he's the only one that can slow it down enough on the right lane and have enough on the left lane.
That's yeah, because he's really good at throwing them at straight lines.
Yeah.
Really, 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 really good at throwing them at straight lines.
Or maybe Duke.
With very slow balls. He is the suitcase hook king of the world.
Yeah.
Please do yourself a favor and go look up Norm Duke throwing a ball on a short pattern, because his release is
with the biggest asymmetrical ball you can find.
Yeah, let's just put it, or even not even an asymmetrical, just a huge ball. Like I've seen a video of him taking a haywire at like 500, and playing 3 with it.
And then throwing a no rules exist at his spares, balling up for his spare ball.
He's a magician. Him winning makes perfect sense. Don't ever hate on Norm Duke, because Norm Duke is a player. He's a shot maker, all right?
Yeah.
Don't ever disrespect Norm Duke. That man is doing things that you don't understand are possible with your hand of a bowling ball. I promise you. But
he's amazing.
Yeah. Emotionally speaking, I definitely would have had Nick Payne on there, just for the simple fact that I like it when the nobodies win.
Yeah.
When the new kids on the block take W's. Because one day, that's what we all aim to be. We aim to be the new kids on the block.
You gotta start somewhere.
Trying to make it on a show. And then if you make it on the show, that's why, like, Chris Via, like, I wanted him to do something cool. I wanted Perry to do something cool. That's why Chris Prather's so exciting for me to watch. Because they're the new people out there.
Shark.
Given, this is going to sound really dumb, because Chris Prather has won 2 tournaments for 100 racks. But he's still not, like, been on the tour for 107 years. He's not an old head. He's not an EJ. EJ's not an old head, but he's been out there a fat minute. Marshall, been out there a fat minute. Chris is still making a name for himself. I use these air quotes because, once again, when
he's made a name for himself now.
$200,000 in 2 tournaments, you can't really be a nobody. But still,
3 titles and cash 220 grand.
But yeah, he's
3 titles.
He's definitely one of the newer kids on the block. So I like that when people who aren't there all the time win, because then it makes me feel like one day, if the world crumbles, I'll be able to make a show and do something cool like that.
Oh yeah.
But
one day.
One day in a universe far, far away, we shall see. But speaking of new kids on the block, the future of the PBA and PWBA, biggest tournament of the year happened. The Hoosier.
College bowling.
College bowling, the greatest college tournament ever made.
The greatest, hardest tournament ever.
I love it. Grind Festival, I love it.
I think the tournament's almost harder than nationals or sectionals.
Yeah, I love it. You get comfortable on day 1, and then they're just like, you thought. And
what 78 men's teams?
Huge fields.
1 center.
Huge fields. I love it. It's a great tournament. And
Nick Hoagland patterns.
I hope it never stops.
No.
Ever. And I hope it can't really grow anymore, but I just hope that people always have the same appreciation for it that I do, and that Cory does, and that a lot of people do, because it's incredible. Honestly, incredible tournament. St. Ambrose men, congrats for the win. Mount
Good work.
Rushmore women, congrats on the win.
Clutching up.
Wichita State, the homers. We got the men's team in the final. They took 2nd place. And the women made the quarterfinals as the 5 seed, so congrats to y'all.
They've wanted their fair share, though.
There's
what, 5 in a row?
They had a 4-peat.
4-peat.
They had a 4-peat. So I'm glad that they're getting back. Well, I can't really say getting back, because I think they missed the cut like once in the past 10 years. But
yeah, continue
doing what you're doing. That's what's up. Way to represent the great city of Wichita well.
Yes.
But that wraps it up, squad. I'm Nathan. This is Cory. As always, like, share, subscribe. We're going to keep pumping out things, talking to you about bowling, and bringing up random things and discussions that you may or may not want to talk about.
But we'll talk about it.
Exactly, yeah. So until next time, take care all, and see you soon.